G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. If you're new here and you're wondering what I talk about, I talk about tech, I talk about gaming, I do tutorials, I talk about computers and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Today we're going to be talking about my computer. It's kind of finished. It's I think got all the parts that I think it needs to have, and yeah, let's begin. Alright, so if you've been following my journey and the journey with the computer, you know that it's been through a lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs. It's been the center of a lot of controversy in this household, that's for sure. But I think it's now at the point where I would consider it finished. But I just wanted to quickly recap everything that's sort of changed in the last couple weeks, because I don't necessarily plan upgrades when I feel like, oh yeah, I just need to run off and buy something new because I'm bored. I generally try and plan an upgrade when the timing is right, the pricing is right, and when there's a legitimate reason for maybe the upgrade to justify the upgrade. So maybe if something's not working, for example. And that was the case. I had this issue with my Intel 7700. The quick sync feature wasn't working, and it was also getting really hot, even though I bought a new case and a new CPU cooler. So I kind of was just using it for a long time in that configuration because it wasn't affecting me day to day. But then with the Black Friday sales that just happened recently, there was a good deal on the Ryzen 5 2600, which, if you don't know, is a 6-core 12-thread processor. It's going to be a lot better for streaming and gaming. It's going to be a lot better for rendering and exporting videos in Adobe Premiere. So with the selling of my 7700 and the motherboard, plus buying the new CPU and the new motherboard, I actually saved and actually made about $70 on that deal. And then the one thing that was kind of still killing me is the fact that my RAM wasn't, I guess, the same spec as the rest of my components. I wanted my RAM to be RGB because I just had these plain green sticks in there. So now the RAM is the G.Skill Trident Z RGB series RAM. That's 3000 megahertz. So now everything in my computer is pretty much RGB'd up to the fullest. I can probably add another RGB fan at the back. The one at the front's never going to change just because it's got sentimental value. But where I think at the point where I'm probably going to leave my rig the same now for probably the next at least 6 to 12 months, depending on what happens. One thing that I've known for a long time is that with the sales that come up and with the unpredictability of when new technology comes out, it's really hard to know when the right time is to upgrade. I try not to upgrade too often because things change so much. I try and upgrade when the time is right and the pricing works out in my favor. So with my system now and all the upgrades that I've done, I actually made about almost $140 on the overall process. So considering I've got an upgraded processor, upgraded RAM, a better motherboard, and I made $140, that was a pretty good situation. I don't think anyone can be annoyed at me for doing what I did at the time that I did it. As far as when you guys should consider upgrading your PCs, I mean, there is rumors already of the new 3000 series Ryzen CPUs coming out. If you're on the 2000 series, though, maybe consider just keeping it. I think there's still going to be a really strong processor for a long time. But maybe if you're on an old Intel CPU that's still got some value to it, then maybe putting it out on Facebook or on Gumtree or on Craigslist or wherever you're from, and if that's going to help you get to your next upgrade, then that's what I think you should probably be doing, rather than looking at just spending the money as soon as something comes out, because you're always going to pay the most if you do that, and you're not necessarily going to end up with the best PC. So to quickly recap my PC, we've got the AMD Ryzen 5 2600 CPU, we've got an AMD RX 580 graphic card, we've got 16 gigabytes of G.Skill 3000 megahertz RAM, and we've got the Asus ROG Strix X370 motherboard. The case is the Phanteks Evolve N3 ITX. We've got the Cooler Master ML240 RGB CPU cooler. We've got a 480 gig SSD by Kingston, a 1TB hard drive by Seagate, a Thermaltake 550 watt power supply, all inside of this ITX form factor. So it's a pretty powerful editing, gaming, streaming PC, whatever you want to call it. and I thought I should just share with you the fact that I'm now running a complete AMD build in an ITX case, and I'm pretty proud of where it is in December 2018. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions about any of the specs or any of the components inside my computer, then let me know in the comment section down below. If you did like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like this video, give it a dislike. Pardon me, almost knocking my computer off the table here. And you can always, like I said before, reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll also leave you now with some B-roll of all the components and the computer completely finished for your enjoyment. Cheers.
You never know what's around the next corner. So. Life is just